Hi, I'm Roy Spence, and I'm co-founder and chairman of GSD&M Advertising, and also co-founder and CEO of the Purpose Institute. So my first job, I was 6 years old. I grew up in Brownwood, Texas, and we had blackberries, not these kinds, really blackberries. And we grew it in the backyard, and I hated it. I had to pick them, and there were mosquitoes. And one day I went by this grocery store with my mom, and I saw they threw out all these old kind of containers, wooden containers. So I decided to take and make a business. So every day I would pick the blackberries, go door to door, sell them for 50 cents. I saved $250 in 2 years. And that was my first job, picking blackberries. You know, my first dream job was, I got lucky at the University of Texas, whatever. In 1970, I met 3 people, and we decided to do multimedia shows in college. Film and soundtracks and on big topics, the environment, Vietnam, whatever. And we would do these shows. It was called Media 70. People would line up, hundreds and hundreds of people. They'd pay us 50 cents to come in and watch this show. And you know what we learned? We could actually maybe make a living doing what we love to do. And my first dream job was at 19 years old. And it's still the job I have today. Making a difference, creating things that weren't there before, and hopefully having some kind of impact. For some reason, people do ask me advice on how to find your dream job. I'm going to be real clear about this. You need to get a little piece of paper. I don't know if you remember cursive, but it's like you write stuff. You need to write down, what do you love to do? What are you really good at doing? You might be an accountant now, but you're really good at gardening. You need to start thinking about your dream job as maybe you create your own job by doing what you love to do and doing what you're great at. Secondly, if you want to work with somebody else, go find that category. I don't care what your degree is. Set aside your degree. It doesn't matter unless you're a doctor. That's kind of important. You major in accounting or major in whatever, go out and do what you love to do and find companies who do what you love to do. A lot of people ask, how do you define success? I think there's a lot of ways, but here's what I think. Number one, you lived your life's work doing good and being happy. You lived your life's work becoming great at what you're good at. And you lived your life's work being rewarded for that. Success is like George Bernard Shaw said, the real thrill and joy in life is to be used by a purpose that you yourself deem is a mighty one, to become a force of nature. That is what success is, and getting paid for that is just sort of that extra added benefit. You know, I think about, jobs, and would I ever trade jobs with somebody else? I hope this doesn't come off anybody but the way I mean it. I wouldn't trade jobs with anybody. I know that sounds strange, but I wouldn't. I would like to say one thing. I wish I could have been on the Lewis and Clark expedition. I wish I could have been the Lewis Clark Spence expedition, where we got to the Pacific coast and they thought the Pacific Ocean was actually the mouthwater of the Columbia River. I would have liked to take them all the way to the ocean. If I could have ever done one thing that I haven't done, I'd like to do that. You know, a lot of people ask about the defining moment. Like, I have lots of epic moments. When Bill and Hillary Clinton walks in my life when they were 22 and we were 21, and I've been friends with them all through the White House. When Herb Kelleher hired me when I was 28 years old to do the advertising for Southwest, Sam Walton called me Collect to do the work. I've had epic moments, but I got to go back to the defining one. 19, 20 years old, University of Texas, met 4 partners, and we decided to build something on our own. And that moment in time taught me this one lesson. You can make a living, and you can make a life doing what you love to do. And that was the most defining moment of my business life. This is Dream Jobbing with Roy Spence. Change your story.